Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the seventh episode of the Moronic History Podcast.
I'm doing it this time. Oh, hi, the co-host Rumbly Rex here.
Yes,
Uh,
I wanted to see what Rumbly would do if I just didn't say anything.
oh, I feel honored and also confused.
No, but yeah, we're back. I wrote these notes very quickly, so we were able to get it
He
done in
it
the
it
single.
took him like maybe an hour.
I wrote these in the span of a day, and I did the slides actually the day of recording.
Yeah.
For reference, I
So
think we recorded Unsinkable Sam like 4 days ago.
yeah,
I have no idea
something
when I'm
like that.
no idea when I'm posting this, but let's get into it. We're talking about the Schwerer Gustav, maybe the dumbest gun known to man.
The dumbest. I
Yes.
thought all guns were dumb.
So we're talking about World War II. I
Oh, great. Yippee.
me and Rum
I'm so excited.
in the pre-show, me and Rumbly were talking, and we're gonna step away from World War II for the
It's
next
too
coming.
much.
Yeah, and the next one is definitely not. I'll reveal what it is at the end of the video, but it is not on World War II, and I hope I'm gonna try to steer clear of World War II for a little bit.
Thank God, because
we,
there's only so much Holocaust we can take.
let's see. Let's see. War of the Worlds wasn't World War II. Zamoron's was more World War One. Battle Los Angeles was definitely World War II. So was, I guess you can put Demon Core in World War II as well. Micronations wasn't, but Unsinkable Sam was.
Yeah,
So yeah, we'll be stepping away from
apparently a
that,
lot of dumb people around World War II.
especially the Nazis. Speaking of which, yeah, they invaded like half of the world, and then they got kicked back to Berlin. But a lot
Like,
of
aha, we own half the world. Here come the Americans.
oh no, and the Soviets, no.
No.
But as a flailing animal does, they made a lot of dumb stuff before they got kicked back to Berlin, and a lot of these projects are very dumb.
All right, let's get
Yeah,
let's
the Schwerer Gustav was part of the original plan for it was to be used in the invasion of France. The main reason why they were going to make this gun was because of the Maginot Line, because big bunkers that need to be blown up.
big bunker with big gun blocking. Can't go.
Yeah,
Stuck. Can't no move.
the
Can't
the
go.
French installed the good old "you shall not pass" method of defense.
Yeah. You shall not pass. What did
I
they do?
they
They
passed.
passed anyway.
They passed through Belgium. As far as I know, this gun was made before the plan to go through Belgium was made, so it was made uh, with the fact that they were going to go through France in mind. Um,
Which was stupid.
yeah, the
Yeah.
they wanted to make a gun that could blow up these bunkers, and after a couple designs here and there, they decided on a railway gun just due to logistics. And we get to talk about trains again.
Oh, right.
We talked about Zamrat's train, the second episode, and
Hmm.
this is kind of adjacent to it. Railway guns are just a bit different. They're mainly, instead of being heavily armored, it's just basically an artillery piece on a railway. In the top left, it's just a howitzer on a train.
That's a pretty big gun.
oh, we'll get to it. The first use of a railway gun
Wait,
is
what?
on what?
You're telling me there's bigger?
Oh, much bigger.
Are much bigger? How much bigger are we talking?
We'll talk about it. The first use of
I don't like that response.
you, no, you'll like it.
I don't like that response very much, Saffron. It's very concerning.
Well, do you want to
Also,
talk
for
about some?
those of you watching at home, I'm eating. I'm eating Twix. So
You'll actually like the
you get
first
to hear me
use.
talking with like
Oh.
food in my mouth.
You'll like the first use of railway cars. They were to fight slavers. The Union used them in the Civil War, and then
Oh.
Yeah, I think they were used in the siege of Paris during the Franco-Prussian War, and then obviously in World War One and Two.
And every other war to ever exist
No,
after that.
actually, after World War Two, as far as I know, there are no uses of a railway gun.
Why not? It sounds really cool.
We'll get to that.
Oh God,
I
I'm
love
just
saying that.
spoiling the whole plot at this point. I don't even mean to.
I love saying that. Okay, the Krupp family was given the like design charter. Um, they were given it in 1934 and lead up to the war. Over the next 3 years, everything was kind of matted out so they could design everything. And two of the guns were ordered with two more kind of in design phase. That's actually that's a model right there of the gun. But
Okay.
now we get to look at the real thing.
Okay. I'm gonna close my eyes. Tell me how bad it is.
You can open your eyes. The bottom left picture.
I hold on. Stop. Everybody, pause for a hot minute. What in the actual hell am I looking at?
Okay,
Why?
so
That that is so unnecessary. It's not even funny.
okay, so the whole thing was 155 feet long, making it longer than 4.5 school buses. The thing itself, track to track, was 23 feet wide, making it two Volkswagen Beetles long. Um, it weighed in at 1,490 tons, making it as heavy as a naval frigate. And the only way to move it was on two parallel train tracks, which it had 80 wheels to get it there. It cost 7 million Reichsmarks, and I couldn't find a conversion for it, so don't ask me how much that is.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why? We haven't even got to the gun yet.
I know, but it's
Because
I.
because the Nazis
I
decided that instead of
uh,
making practical weapons, they would make these wonder weapons that didn't work and just blew up in their face most of the time, and were better for it.
they're stupid.
Yes, very. They're Nazis. It's like yeah, but yeah.
So
So
unnecessary.
do you want to talk about the gun, or do you want to take a time out then?
Sorry, I take a timeout. Hold on.
Okay, I'll put in my promo here. Hey, just butting in here for a quick second. I know this is probably annoying, but let me just do my spiel quick. If you're enjoying the content so far, I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button. Me and Rumbly put a lot of effort into these, and we really enjoy when you guys show support for them. So if you could do that, that would mean the world to us, and there will be more Moronic history episodes coming out in the near future. So just keep that in mind. And with that, I hand you back over to the podcast.
Right.
Okay, so that bottom right picture,
Mhm.
I don't know what kind of wine cork they got to plug that thing. I don't know if it's wood or if it's just wine cork, but I want to think it's wine cork.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. Like this giant gun just shattered reality for me on how big guns could go.
Yeah, big gun.
Oh,
There is.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, so let's talk about the gun itself. The length of the barrel was 106 feet. The diameter of the
Jesus
gun
Christ.
was 31 inches. So 88
Yeah.
millimeters.
Let me take out my hearing aids real quick. Let me clean them. Cleaning them. And put them back in. Turn the volume all the way up. 31 inches.
31 inches in diameter.
I'm sorry, but that's not a. I'm looking at the bullet, right? Because I'm assuming that's what that is.
Yes.
That's a nuke, my friend. That's not a bullet. That's a nuke.
You want me,
See.
you want me to tell you what they did? Okay. So the gun, it had two types of ammunition: high explosive and
I know I said this already. That's a nuke.
that's a
Okay.
nuke.
Not
It had
it's
two
not
types
bullet.
of ammo. High explosive, which was 10,000 pounds, and the armor piercing,
So 5 tons.
so 5 tons. The armor piercing one was 3.6 meters tall, which is about 11 feet, and it was 15,000 pounds. So 7.5 tons each shell.
Man, this thing is almost as tall as two Shaquille O'Neals and weighs about the same.
How much does Sherman weigh?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up. Give me a sec.
And weighs just about the same
I
as Fat
don't.
Boy.
Sherman weigh. World War II. Doing research on the fly, baby. Yahoo. Uh, okay, it's not any. It's not even close. Good. I was about to. No. So 7 tons, 7.5 tons is a lot for a single shell. Um, the
That
gun
could
could.
destroy an entire city block.
Oh, actually, we have the destruction statistics. I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh my god, of
Oh
course
no.
we do.
Yes, I.
Of course you do. Because you do your extensive research.
Yeah, it's mostly scrolling on Wikipedia and Wikipedia's sources, but it gets its job done.
You just made every English teacher very mad.
English teachers, go get a real job, like podcasting.
That's assuming we do this for a job, which
we
we don't.
we don't get paid. What?
We get paid to do this? Are you kidding me?
Um,
We're here
so
against our will, obviously.
yeah, we're here with guns pointed at our heads. That's a joke,
That's a
FBI.
joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
We are not being held here by a Russian FSB.
Oh,
We
we're
in,
about to be.
yeah, we about to be. Nah. Okay. These shells could be fired at 800 and 820 and 720 meters per second, respectively, which is not a bad muzzle velocity for an artillery piece, but given how big these are, it's impressive.
I mean, yeah,
Do you want to take a guess how long it takes to reload this thing?
about an hour 30.
Actually, a little bit lower, 30 minutes to 45.
That's bull. But okay.
They were very Germans. They're very efficient.
I mean, hey, German workers, they know what they're doing.
It had an effective range of 28 miles.
Like I said, it's a nuke. It's a nuke on wheels.
So the high explosive shell, if it hit the ground, made a 30-foot wide and a 30-foot deep hole when it hit.
Like I said, it's a nuke. That thing probably had its own mushroom cloud.
Probably did, just given the dirt.
Exactly.
The armor piercing could penetrate 23 feet of solid concrete.
You're telling me that if 11 buildings standing right next to each other and that thing shot at them, it'd go through all of them and then some.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So those are pretty impressive statistics. Well, let's talk about how it actually works. Let's talk about the crew and the manpower that is required to do this. Um, uh, the crew consisted of three different sections. First was the assembly crew, which was 250 people. They could build the thing from its parts in 3 days, given those cranes in the top and the bottom right, the bottom left, sides, hands.
Hand up, down, left, right, hand somewhere. It's up there.
So then, because this thing was so big, it had to be laid on two different sets of tracks. 2,500 people were assigned to the train to make sure that tracks were built in front of it so it could move forward.
This thing could level a city by itself,
Yeah, just by
and yet
rolling
it
forward.
takes it, and yet it would and yet I can't speak, and yet it would take them about an hour 30 to go 5 miles.
Oh no, it take a lot longer than that. I couldn't find any statistics on how long it takes to lay track, but I am assuming it took a while.
Moving at like a centimeter an hour,
They also
and
had
they could
to
level a city with it.
they also had to lay like curved track because when this thing shot, it had such a big recoil that it would sometimes knock out the track below it.
Of course.
So then, I'm not done with the crew. There were two battalions of flak defenders given to this thing just to defend it from aircraft and ground forces, meaning that somewhere around 4,500 people were crewing this thing.
Jesus Christ.
For reference, a Nimitz-class nuclear aircraft carrier has a crew of 5,000.
Like I said, this thing's a nuke. It's a driving nuke.
Yeah, oh god, I am glad the Germans didn't like science, or as they called it, Jewish science, because damn, that would have been scary. Hans, loads the nuclear round.
Imagine if they were the ones that invented the nuke.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, World War
Can you
II would have ended a
imagine?
lot differently then.
We would all speak German, eat effective podcast every day.
We would have all been speaking their Deutsch, or we would have just been dead.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And if you weren't even the slightest bit German,
you have no German in your blood. You will therefore die.
but that man has like 0.00000000001%
Sir,
German in him.
sir, you are
Therefore, he is.
sir, you are 0.01% Jewish. To the death camps.
I recommend death camps.
I recommend.
Or slavery.
You recommend.
You recommend
What
or
is the
slavery.
Google reviews? It's like, ah, yes, the accommodations were slightly below average. I'm so glad I'm not monetized. This would never pass a review.
Nah.
Okay.
Hans. Hans, I recommend every Jew you see to a concentration camp and have them give us 5 stars.
Rec- recommend all your Jewish friends to the concentration camp near you. Oh my god. You know what's the worst part? The Nazis were so dumb they would have done something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. The guns.
let's go. Let's go.
There were two of them.
The gun.
There were two
Uh,
of them. The main purpose,
okay. Okay. Okay.
we will talk about in a second. There's an order to these things, and is that paper towel rolls? No, those are shells.
Such paper.
Bottom right, the white like paper towel roll looking things.
I see it, but
Okay,
they just they ran out of metal, so we're like paper towel should work.
Hans, where's the shells? I I don't
Okay.
know. Loads of paper towels.
All right.
I have such a bad German.
Hans. Hans.
Hans.
Hans.
Oh, for I don't know if I've ever
It,
said
it,
this.
it, it's al- it's always the German henchman name Hans, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
I
always it's always their name.
I don't know if I have said this on the channel. I speak a very low amount of German, and by low I mean like very low.
As in, like, if he could probably hold his own in a basic conversation.
No, I couldn't. Maybe with a kindergartner, but nothing higher than that.
Maybe with that kindergarten.
Rumbly understands like 2 words of Spanish, and then he gave up.
Uh, yeah. Nah. Nah, for me, dog.
I told him to take German. He didn't want to.
I did not. Just because the German language is an English keyboard, except someone slammed their hand on it, wiggled it a little, then decided to add dashes and dots and lines.
Die Umlauts und die SZ. Let's see. Let's see. Those are the only changes. But yeah. So these guns. Moving back to the podcast.
Going back to the podcast.
Um, these guns were made for the invasion of France, but they weren't done in time for the actual invasion.
Piece of guns. Look at these guns.
Look at these guns. These are my American guns. And the Germans sitting there like, ha, they will do my wrath.
Pathetic.
Yeah. So.
Back. Okay. Back to
Schwerer Gustav is the name of the first gun. Means heavy Gustav. It was produced and was battle tested and was sent into battle in 1942. It was sent with the Heavy Artillery Unit 672 and was sent to Crimea. Oh, that's relevant.
Oh.
It took. It
Yeah.
takes.
Speaking of which.
Yeah. So you see those bottom. You see those train cars in the bottom there.
Yeah. Oh God.
Those are the things that the Gustav was shipped in. It took 25 of those cars to ship the entire gun to its destination. When laying the track, they would have to build 3 sets of tracks just to one house the Gustav, but also get that train up so they could build it.
Am I right? Specifically the Nazis.
So, so it was. Oh yeah, the train was about a mile long when it was fully laden. It was taken to the siege of Sevastopol. Relevant. And it destroyed
The siege of what?
Sevastopol. It's a Sevastopol. It's on the Crimean Peninsula.
Uh,
It destroyed some coastal guns, a fort called Stalin, and Fort Siberia.
of
I'm not
course.
making those names up.
Of course, one of them was named as Stalin.
At the end of the siege of Sevastopol, or Sevastopol, I'm not sure. My Ukrainian is that of a infant.
2-year-old.
Yeah, I don't speak Ukrainian. It had fired 47 shells and had worn out its original barrel. So, like it was
You telling
unusable.
me they had to, are you telling me they had to make a new
They had to.
barrel because they shot it too much?
Yes. The gun was shot about 250 times in testing and 47 times in combat, meaning that after only 300 shots, the barrel had to be removed and replaced.
Talk about efficiency.
Yeah. After the siege of Sevastopol, it was moved up to Leningrad, where it would sit ready for a offensive that would never happen, but it would never fire another shell, as far as I know.
And yay, podcast over.
No, its sister, the Dora. The Dora was
Of
the
course, I had a sister.
sister of the Schwerer Gustav, and it was sent to Stalingrad and used for shelling the city. Not much is known about its time there, and it is actually not known if it ever fired a shell. It's most likely that it did, but it's not known.
Recorded.
Yeah, so it was when the Soviets rallied and were about to encircle the Germans. Dora was pulled back off the front lines to avoid capture, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all the Schwerer Gustav and the Dora ever did in combat. On the 14th of April 1945, before the U.S. could capture it, Schwerer Gustav was destroyed by Germans to prevent its capture. And a couple of days later, it was found by the U.S. And during that summer, the Soviets took it and did tests and research on its parts.
Huh.
In March of 45, Dora was also blown up and would be scrapped.
Well, yeah, I would have expected both of them to be scrapped because of how much goddamn metal it took to build that thing
Yeah,
in
I
the first
wonder.
place.
I wonder how many.
Like, you could have made a legion of tanks, maybe some new aircrafts, an entire ship if you wanted, but not a giant train with a gun.
Two.
Yes, with two guns. Each shell is like the size of a tiny nuke. Perfect.
And also, you had to have another train to pull the.
Yeah, and not to mention the other train you built just so you could carry all the other metal stuff.
Well, okay, here's the thing. When Nazis think of railroads, they think of two things: big gun and shipping Jews. And that's
Big
all they think
gun
about.
and you.
Yeah. And thankfully, they are. I wish they were more incompetent in their um, hauling of Holocaust victims, but they weren't. That was the only thing they were really efficient at. Damn shame. I'm going to clarify. We're not a pro-Nazi podcast. I'm going to clarify before we get any.
Clarify.
Yeah, I'm going to just clarify that. I mean, we're not a pro-Nazi podcast. We actually hate the Nazis because they're Nazis.
Yeah.
That one Nazi guy who's watching this far, he's like,
Oh, one.
he slaps his table
Damn
really hard and logs off, leaving an angry comment.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, so both the guns were destroyed, but let's talk about their. I mentioned earlier that some other projects were in the works along the lines of the Schwerer Gustav, and we can talk about those now.
And short ad break.
We're back. We're back.
Belly is full of food.
So is the toilet, apparently.
That sure is. Anyway, podcast.
Do we want to do the podcast?
I isn't that what we're here for?
I no, this is intervention, Rumbly.
Oh, wait, what?
This is you've been doing too many conspiracy theories. I'm worried about you.
I, 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 that's foreshadowing, but
So yeah, the Langa Gustav was one of the like sister projects to the Schwerer Gustav, and the RAF bomber regiment just absolutely shelled this thing before it could even get off the ground, and I did a very poor job photoshopping.
very poor job
Look,
photoshopping.
I did my best. It's free. It's a free photoshopping app, so I don't really.
Yeah, I guess.
I
I
tried. The
guess. I
better the
guess.
better image for this was on a Pinterest, and I don't have a Pinterest account. I wasn't gonna make one for this.
Fair enough.
So the other one is the more fun one. The Landkreuzer P 1500 Monster. Um,
Is that the actual name?
yes. So this was basically the Schwerer Gustav on tank treads.
Oh my god, so it could just go anywhere?
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't restricted? So what you're telling me is they went from giant train with big gun to now giant tank with big gun.
Yes. Now I want you to guess what the hypothetical tonnage of this thing was.
Hypothetical?
Like, because it was never built.
Oh, hypothetically speaking, 15 tons.
1,500 tons.
Huh,
100.
huh.
1,500
Tons? Are tons or pounds?
tons. Same as the Schwerer Gustav. Now, I want to ask you, how many bridges in Europe do you think have a weight limit of 1,500 tons?
I don't know. Hold on.
Exactly zero, because nothing on this earth could withstand a 1,500-ton vehicle running over it. This thing was so incredibly cracked up stupid that not even the cocaine riddled mind of Adolf Hitler signed off on it.
That's 75 blue whales.
Jesus Christ.
Are you sure it's tons?
Yeah,
Because that's a lot of blue whales.
I can double check here. Just I could be wrong.
Double check, please, because there is
I
no
wrote these notes pretty
chance.
quickly. Remember, this was never built. No, I was wrong. It was yeah, one moment. One,
Was it big?
one, one moment.
What was it bigger?
It was almost 2,000 tons.
Thank God. 2,000 tons. How did you mess?
1,978 tons.
1,798 tons.
Yes.
Okay, that's like 9 blue whales. That's better. Still a lot, but oh
Jesus.
my, 15,000 tons.
No, 1,500
I
is
was
1,500.
oh I thought you said 15,000. That was like
No, it is not 15,000 tons,
okay.
but it is almost 2,000 tons.
I was gonna say 15,000 tons.
Yes.
I'm pretty
That would
sure it
be
would sink into the ground.
I'm pretty sure that's yeah, no, that would have broken something. But no, it's still
How's-
2,000 tons,
It's still 2,000 tons. That's 10 blue whales.
which
Still a lot
is,
of blue whales.
just that isn't right, is it? Wait, is that
So
wait.
you
How
know
many
like the
pounds is it?
biggest
Wait.
creature on the face of the planet and in history,
Okay,
the
so
blue whale, it's
1,978 tons.
200 tons.
That is 3 million pounds, almost 4.
Yeah,
I am
like I
even
like I said, 10 blue whales.
jeez. So yeah,
Like
not even
almost 10 blue whales.
okay. I'm going to admit here, I would have loved to see this thing built so it could fail stupendously.
Like the second they were like, "All right, fire."
It fires, it falls apart, pins fire, the tank treads die. Oh, it would have been
It
great.
explodes.
I would I am gonna say this. I would have loved for one of these Schwerer Gustavs or this thing to get built just so I could get in it and just look around and be like, God, this was so cracked up.
God, this was stupid.
Yeah, I would have loved that. But yeah, not even Hitler signed off on this.
Yeah,
So let me ask you a question. Was the Schwerer Gustav worth the time, money, and resources it took to build? No, not even close.
that's what I thought. Yeah, no,
You
it.
you could have accomplished what the Schwerer Gustav did with like another tank battalion and a couple more Luftwaffe planes. Oh, I went too far.
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
and even more.
yeah, just an ego project of the Nazis. Yeah.
Th-
Um,
Uh,
glad they lost the war. Funny to
uh,
laugh at them
oh yeah, it's good. It's a good laugh. It's a
because
good laugh.
everybody always says like, oh yeah, the German army was this efficient war machine that only took the most competent people into battle. It's like no, they didn't.
When they fucking did it. When they did it.
Oh jeez.
Not even close.
Yeah, I'm like you if
They were immensely stupid.
like this is something I would expect the American army to make in the Second World War because the American army in the Second World War was the most crackpot people. You could not find it was like oh okay crackpots in World War II. The Nazis were the highest. The British were just a tad lower than that. The Soviets were just had nothing, so they just threw the kitchen sink at the wall. And the Americans were a tiny bit below the British.
Yeah,
Legalize Schwerer Gustav for home self-defense. I'm running for president.
I'm ready for president. Vote for me.
Yeah, vote for me. But no, it's just, oh, I don't know.
So
It's so
this is
stupid.
the stupidest
Yeah,
one we've
we
done.
we've talked about very stupid things. The Zamoronts was stupid just because of how like insane its story was. The Demon Core was dumb because it took 2 times to not blow up any more people. But this is
But
the
this,
definition of moronic
uh,
history.
literally the definition of moronic history.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, we get a surprise for you. Take it away.
Guess what, guys? It's not a conspiracy theory today. It's a side tangent because this is going to be a side tangent, possibly taking 30 minutes.
Whenever
Let
you
me
want.
tell you something. We're gonna dive deep into this topic. All
I'm
right.
ex- I'm excited. I have no idea what we're talking about, so
Are you all right? Are you guys ready?
aye aye, Captain.
Drum roll, please. Okay, so you can switch the slide now. Antimatter bombs.
Oh lord. All right,
We all
let's.
know we all know what antimatter is, right? The theoretical substance that can kill matter,
The
like
theoretical
that,
substance that when it comes into contact with matter, it instantly destroys it.
and itself.
Yeah,
Yes.
and itself.
This is not an accurate picture. That's
I
not an accurate
I
picture.
don't know if you can find an accurate picture of an antimatter bomb.
You can't, but we can theorize that it looks like this.
I have a theoretical degree in physics, and they gave me the job.
Exactly. So, quick question, Sevron.
Yeah, yeah. What's up?
How much antimatter do you take? Okay, sorry. How big of an antimatter bomb do you think it would, like, how much do you think that would weigh to level a city?
Oh, I have no idea. I know that you can create antimatter. The Switzerland nuclear is it a nuclear reactor? I don't remember what it was, but it creates like a certain amount of either antimatter or something near it. But it makes like 0.001 per year. I'm gonna guess it takes like 2 grams of it to destroy a city.
Actually, no. Well, no. It takes a singular gram
Oh my god, I
to
was so
destroy
close.
to level a city.
Okay, a city the size
1
of
gram.
like New York
One.
or
Yeah, like modern day New York.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Real quick. How much do you? Okay, right. Okay, we're gonna do research on the fly.
We I remember when we talked about the Demon Core and we talked about how much damage the Tsar Bomba would do. And the Tsar Bomba would knock out like a
A
good
lot
chunk
of.
of New York, like almost all of New York and into the surrounding states. But that thing was huge. It had
Oh yeah,
so.
that thing was big.
But you're saying all that could be accomplished with 1 gram of antimatter.
One. A singular gram.
Okay, so I got a question.
No, no, real quick.
All right.
The weight of the Hiroshima bomb was 9,700 pounds.
Oh, so one Schwerer Gustav shell.
Yes. Like I said, that thing was a nuke.
Yeah, literally.
And it takes a gram of an antimatter bomb to level a city. Just to put this into perspective, 1 kilogram of antimatter would be 2,000 times the blast of the Hiroshima bomb.
How much would 1 kilogram of antimatter destroy? Go.
So, real quick, I gotta do math.
It would destroy what? 1,000 New Yorks? No wait. No wait. No. How much is it? Is it 100 grams or is it 1,000 grams to a kilogram?
I think it's 1,000. Hold on, stop. I got it. We're good. I have the numbers. I just need to do the math. Okay, ready? So, 2,000 times Hiroshima, right? That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Okay, Hiroshima's blast was 8,000 feet,
Oh my god.
like in radius. This bomb would have 16 million feet radius.
Okay, I got a question.
Anything within a 16 million feet radius would instantly evaporate.
What's the
Just
diameter of the
gone.
Earth?
It's like 12,700 something
Seven thousand
miles.
nine hundred. Yeah, the Earth is gone.
No. Hold on, let me convert this into miles real quick. So if I were to do this feet. Okay. Oh god damn it.
We're doing
It's
math on the fly. We're using imperial units because we're red blood
yeah.
Americans.
That's all. That's okay. That's not the right numbers. Hold on. That's yeah. That's half the globe
Jeez.
dead,
I got a question.
gone, instant evaporation,
Oh my.
and then some. Because antimatter, when it comes into contact, I don't know if this is right. Please fact check me on this later. Theoretically speaking, antimatter, when it hits matter and like breaks it down and deletes it from existence,
Well, it would cause a nuclear
it
fission.
it kills itself, but then makes another one of itself.
Oh my. It's a self duplicate. Oh my.
So depending on how much matter that thing touches, the whole globe would die,
Theoretically, of course. I have a question.
theoretically speaking.
How do
But
you store
also
antimatter?
space itself,
How
you
do you
can't.
you can't. Okay.
You
So,
physically can't. If you do, it would have to be something that is also antimatter, which can't physically exist with matter. That's why it doesn't exist, because if it did, we would all be dead right now. We
yeah.
wouldn't exist. But but half the globe from a kilogram, one singular kilogram kills Earth. How
Um
mind-boggling is that?
I did. Okay, I was right. The CERN antimatter factory is the only place in the world where so yes, the thing in Switzerland does
If they
the
manage
ha-
to get
the hat. Oh yes.
if they manage to get a gram of it, they could level a city
So it's the
like that.
but it's Switzerland, so they won't. But
But
also,
they
you can't like it just evaporates the moment it comes into existence. So
yeah,
you can't store it.
you
And
can't store it.
uh,
And if you were to store enough of it, you could possibly kill
humanity.
the city
Yeah. So I'm very glad that this stuff is very hard to get, and the fact that
and
it's
almost impossible
to store or make
to
into a bomb.
store or make into a bomb. But if it were to, this is a total like what if
Yeah,
scenario.
theoretical.
Theoretical scenario. This isn't real, and if it does, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, no. If this comes into here's the thing. Here's the only like shining light on the hill. If an antimatter bomb goes off, you won't have time to process that it's going off.
No, it you just die.
Yeah, you would
Like
just
you would blink and
you wouldn't even have time to blink.
that's it.
You
That's it. You wouldn't have time to blink. You
be
would
well in the
close your
fact
eyes, open them, and if there is a heaven, there you are.
be well in the fact that you will never know if an antimatter bomb goes off because if it did, you'll be dead before you know.
And space itself would die
Yeah,
because
no.
space and time is also matter,
I am
right?
Science is
So
fascinating, but
so
I hate it.
so yeah, literally space as we know it would die, including and if there is a multiverse, that would also die. Literally, and if there's something beyond that, that would die too,
So the infinite universe would just cease to exist
cease to exist.
due to a what do you say, a pound or a
Only
kilogram?
a, I don't know how big of a bomb you would need to kill the universe.
Probably not very big.
Probably not very big. If I had to guess, wait, we can actually hold on.
I'm scared. What are you
How
doing?
long is the observable universe?
It's like a couple thousand. Like, oh wait, what is it?
A couple thousand? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say light
That's
years, but I
funny.
can't remember. I don't know. Space isn't my stuff.
94 billion light years.
Yeah, I wasn't even close. Damn. Okay, this is why I study history because
So that's why I'm here, buddy. That's
yeah,
why I'm here.
you are the space guy. I'm the talks about Napoleon.
Listen, listen. If 1 kilogram can kill half the Earth, how much do you think it would take nine for it to kill 94 billion light years worth of universe?
Yeah, I'm not doing that math. Nope. Nope.
Like, hold on, real quick. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go. Let's find my math real quick.
Rumbly
Uh,
is here. I'm here to talk about Nazis, and Rumbly is here to talk about space Nazis.
okay, so how many miles? How many light years is one? No, sorry. How many miles are in a light year?
A light year
I'm gonna
isn't a
figure
measure. A light year isn't a measure of distance. It's a measure of time.
that out though. Oh shit, sorry, this should be the other way around. There we go. Oh, so whatever this imaginary number is, so it would be 5.879 e to the power of 12. If you don't know, that's the numbers I just listed with 12 zeros behind it.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
however big that number is, that
Uh,
big. It's that many miles across. If you take that number times 94 billion, you have the universe in miles.
you know, no, no, I'm not. Nope, 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 nope.
No, I'm continuing.
Oh
We're
my
gonna keep
god,
going.
I have things to do next year. Give me a break.
Okay, times 94
You do your math,
billion.
and there are munchies. There are munchies I have to go take care of.
Okay, wait.
No, no,
It's a feasible number.
is
It's a
it?
feasible number.
Okay,
It is, surprisingly enough.
what are you using?
So that
Okay,
number, trust, dude, it is. Okay,
okay,
it is.
go ahead.
I don't know how, but well, I guess to be fair, 94 billion isn't that big of a number in the grand scheme of things, but never mind. So that would be 5.526, no, I mean, yeah, 2626 e to the power of 23.
All right,
Again, that's the number sequence I just
then
listed
you would
with
have to
23 zeros behind
you
it,
would have to divide that by the radius of the Earth, which I will get for you.
which is like it's like 3,300.
It
No, it's
is it is
3,000, it's
300
3,030.
3,958.
3,958?
Yep.
Got it. 3,958, got it. So so multiply that by that.
No, you divide.
No, divide, sorry. 3,900 and what?
58.
48,
58.
58. Okay, ready?
The math
So
podcast.
now this is this is how much kilograms
This is in
now.
kilograms.
This is now in kilograms. You would need a bomb about the size of 1.392, I mean 62253 e to the power of 20. So
Okay.
that number with 20 zeros behind it.
Thankfully, that number isn't even feasible in my monkey brain, so I can't even like
That's how much you would need to kill the universe.
observable.
Observable universe. That's saying it's a finite shape, which we don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think what people have figured out is the universe itself is infinite. It goes on forever, but the observable universe is obviously not, but it's constantly
Yeah.
expanding outwards towards that infinite abyss.
You wanna know, you wanna hear another thing?
Okay, one more thing, then
One more thing, and then I swear side tangent will be over.
we're wrapping up the podcast.
So the universe, right? It's so we don't have a sense of direction of north, because north depends on where you are
North
in
is
the world.
relative to our North Pole, but in space, everything is
It's somewhere.
everything
But
is
here's the
moving.
thing: if you were to go around the Earth, right?
Hmm.
Like you start somewhere and you flew around the Earth, you'd end up back where you started, right?
Yeah.
Well, if the universe is finite but expanding, and you went around the universe, wouldn't you just? Because if you go up, right, just up,
Hmm.
depending on what your up is, if you do that, you will eventually wrap around the entire universe and end up back at Earth. There is no up. There is no
Well,
anything
there's no up,
because
there's no
up is
down.
relative.
Everything is relative because everything is constantly moving around
So
something.
does that mean then we can't escape the universe? Because
That that
up
and we
is relative and we don't know where we are relative to the universe.
well no, we could escape the universe itself, the
We
observable
could,
universe, if
but
faster than light travel was physically possible, which it isn't because if you do so, it creates a singularity and we would all die.
yeah, which is not a good thing.
So there are only like certain things we can still
So,
get to anymore in
but
our solar
also
system.
not to mention that would be physically impossible to do because the universe still is expanding so fast that it would take you an infinite amount of time to reach back to Earth.
Yeah, no.
It would take you an infinite amount of time. That's how quickly the universe is expanding, people. It would take you an infinite number of time to circle the universe.
All right, all
You
right.
would never make it.
I'm pulling the plug before Grandpa gets a little too rowdy. Thank you all for watching this podcast. Next time won't be World War II. I can promise that.
Stick around till episode 10
Yeah,
because I do my own podcast and I'm currently researching on it right now.
damn well should. All right.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.